Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, is the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or call Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. Renaissance Homes builds spec homes ready for sale and custom homes. Brandon Tedder and his team make the process easy. Renaissance Homes incorporates solid construction methods from the ground up. Brandon is a certified green builder. With a fixed price approach, detailed spec sheet, you'll know upfront how much it will cost. Every job has a dedicated project manager and an in-house design expert. From permitting to landscaping, Renaissance Homes is the preferred builder headquartered right here inside Hot Springs Village. Welcome to the Balboa Dam Trail. This is the trail we walked when we were doing the 55th anniversary of the opening of Hot Springs Village. At the time, the spillway was roaring. We had had considerable rain. But here we are, now approaching fall. And it's not roaring today. Give it a few days and it will be. It will absolutely be roaring again, and it's really spectacular. You need to go back and watch that episode. But not so much today. I like this trail. It's non-traditional in the sense that there's just these little offshoots and there's these little, kind of one-way things that you can go up and down from this bridge. In fact, you can go along the sides of the spillway on either side. But you can go up so far, you can go down so far, and then you come back. So it's not any kind of a loop. You can tell things are green. We have not had any kind of a brown summer at all. The temperatures have been rather moderate. And we have had some rain, in fact, record-setting rain for most places around here for August. At the time that we recorded this video, we had just had a little bit of rain. These pop-up showers in the afternoon, these thunderstorms that would just come in, and they wouldn't linger. But they'd kind of cool things down and get things nice and damp. Lake Balboa is straight ahead, and that is the dam straight ahead. All of that green is the back side of the dam. But before we go up there, we're going to hang a right. This is just a little offshoot trail. This is a little trail that takes you down to one of the parking lots. There are a couple of parking lots as well as parking at the beach. We parked at Balboa Beach. It's just easier. And this is a really short trail. Now, the thing about this trail, one unique thing about this trail, at least in my experience, always see deer. Always see deer here. Usually close to the spillway. So we'll see if we still see deer. This is a really short little trek. I like it. It's dark, the trees, the canopy, I mean, come on, what's not to like? It's just got a really good vibe. And at this parking lot is also where one of the golf courses, they keep their golf carts. Okay, dead ahead, right in the middle of the screen, there's a deer staring at me. See if he takes off. Yep, there they go. Looked like there were 3 of them, maybe. Long gone. Long gone. Told you. It never fails. Never fails. So this is just a little short jog down here. Although we're not jogging, we're barely strolling. There's some timber debris. The POA's got piled up there that I'm sure will get hauled off here sooner or later. So as we make our way to the paved area there, that paved area is where one of the golf courses, they keep their carts, and it's where folks can park their cars to get their cart. And we'll make our way back up toward the dam. We're just going to reverse. I don't see the deer. They've skedaddled. So the Balboa spillway, I called it the dam trail. It's the Balboa spillway trail. Parking lot A. Is that what it said? I think so. There's parking lot A and parking lot B, and then there is the Balboa Beach parking area. So today, as we make our trek up and go the rest of the way, I want to talk with you about this time of year. It's one of my favorite times of year, and it's a great time to come and visit the village, and it's a great time to fall in love with the village. So enjoy the walk and the talk. Autumn just might be the best time to come and visit Hot Springs Village. It might be a great time to fall for the village if you come and visit. Here we are in September. Now, true confession, I'm recording this just before Labor Day weekend here in the village, and we have had a cool spell that hit. It's been awesome. It's been stinking awesome. We got down into the low 60s. Last night, so pretty awesome. It's well under 80 degrees right now, probably going to be that way the rest of this week going into Labor Day weekend. So let's talk about fall and why autumn might be the best season here. A lot of people think about this place and they think about golf and the lakes and summer vacations, and this trail that you're watching Rhonda and I walk. We walked it just yesterday after a rain. It was really overcast. Today it's a little more clear. But if you have never experienced Hot Springs Village in the fall, I think you're missing one of the best times to come and be here. And if you don't live here, yeah, it's one of the best times to live here too. Truth confession, they're all great. I don't know, a crispness in the air, the bird activity. We're in the waning days of the hummingbirds. The hummingbirds have been fairly active the last couple of days. It seems to me they're tanking up. They're tanking up for the migration. So that's a pretty cool thing. I'm sad. I'm real sad to see them go, but I'll trade the hummingbirds. It's great having the hummingbirds in the summer, and then in the fall and the winter, it's great. It's great seeing all the little chipmunks, which I'm puzzled. I don't know where they go in the summer, but you don't see them. You hardly ever see them. That and a few lizards. You know, the lizards are they're gonna hide come winter. So the critter activity, it changes. It changes. It's just different. The other beautiful thing, assuming that we get the kind of rain that we expect and that we normally get, it's that rain that gives these trees all this vibrant color in the fall. So here we are. By the time you're watching this, it's September. And it can still feel kind of sort of warm, but you know, by the time we get into late September and early October, we're probably, if it goes as it historically does, we're going to be looking at daytime highs that are going to be probably in the 60s and 70s maybe. But the nights are going to get down into the 40s. So we're going to see it go from, like last night, it was 62 degrees. It's going to get down into the 40s by the time we get into late September. Now, here's the great news. The great news for all you folks who come down from up north and think, man, the summer is just killer. Y'all are going to be throwing parties because the humidity really drops when these temperatures drop. So not only are you going to enjoy, well, we all are, you're going to enjoy cooler temperatures, but you're going to enjoy much lower humidity levels. Perfect weather. It's perfect weather for any kind of outdoor activity, though. It's perfect. I don't play golf, but I can tell you, based on the activity on the golf courses, it's perfect for the golfers. They love it. It's brisk. It's just, yeah, it's just a right comfort. It's the right temperature, you know, for getting out there and doing stuff. Hiking, pickleball, tennis, and you can do that without just sweating through your clothes, which is kind of cool. Sunny afternoons, really kind of chilly at night. If you have a fire pit, go see the show that we did with Chief Simmons about fire pits here in the village. But if you got a fire pit, you sit outside and you just kind of keep your head and your hands and your toes toasty, and it's great. It's great. And listening to all the activity at night. Got a hummingbird over here at the feeder. I'm seeing more hummingbirds that I haven't seen before. And he's fairly new. I don't remember seeing him before, but they know where the nectar's at. Let's talk about the colors in fall. There are many of us that, especially from Texas, autumn colors you just don't get. There basically are two seasons in Texas, and it's winter and summer. And we just jump from one to the other. It's not quite true, but kind of sort of true. And because we don't have this kind of forestry, this kind of woods, we just not accustomed to seeing the colors. So when you come to Hot Springs Village, I've got a client in South Texas, and we were talking just this morning, and she's from Illinois, and she said, you know, she misses the seasons. She misses the 4 seasons. And she's been in Texas for a number of years, but she said, I still can't get used to Texas summers, and can't quite get used to the fact that there isn't really a distinct autumn where all of the leaves change colors before they turn loose. But here you do, because Hot Springs Village is filled with a lot of pine trees and various hardwood kind of trees scattered all through the village. Toward the eastern side of the village, the newer part of the village, is where the plantation pines, those were planted by, you know, various timber companies, and so a lot more pines toward the east end. Where we are, which is kind of sort of midway point, we're surrounded by a lot of pines, but an awful lot of other trees as well, which gives you that vibrancy and all of those colors, which is great. People have asked, well, if we did come in the autumn and we want to see the changing of the colors, what's the best time?
And I would tell you probably mid to late October. So we're probably 45 days or so away from, I would say, being, a real good time. And how long that lasts, that's anybody's guess. I would say it could last into early November, but I would say the latter half of October if I were going to give myself the best chance to come and see all the colors here, I'd make it mid to late October would be the window that I would aim for if you're planning to come and make a visit. The place is extraordinarily scenic all the time, but it's got its own kind of a feel and flavor, especially in the fall. You've got the mountains in the backdrop, and we've got all these hills, and it's up and down, and just driving in the village in the fall, I think is special all the time. Who's kidding who? But it's really special in the fall. The hummingbirds are absolutely descending on this feeder, which is just over here to my left. I'm telling you, I wonder how anxious they are to start the migration. I mean, I wonder if they get up in the morning just knowing that we're just days away from having to bug out of here, and man, is it going to be an arduous trip. But I don't know how far they go. The golf courses in the village, the lifestyle in the village is different. We've just come out of these dog days of summer, and in the dog days of summer, people don't want to get out. You do see people out and about, and you see people playing golf, and you see people walking and stuff, but it's almost all over but the shouting by the time you get to noon. And now that the temperature has broken, that changes, and you can see the change. You can see it in the neighborhoods. You can see it in the walking that goes on in the neighborhoods. You can absolutely see it in the trail activity and the people that are out walking. You can see it when you drive by the golf courses. You can see it if you drive by the pickleball courts or the tennis courts. There's just a lot more activity. You can see it in the woods. You can see it in the squirrel activity and the groundhog activity. Is off the charts when the weather turns chilly, as opposed to in the summer when everybody's just moving slow and kind of lethargic. So that's one of the great things about fall. There's just this whole other kind of resurgence of vibrancy that happens. There's also the lake activity. You would think, okay, well, the lake activity, what happens there? I could be wrong, but it seems to me that in the fall, I sense more kayaks. I probably pay attention to kayaks because it's something that I would do. I don't have a motorboat. I don't have a kayak, but I would get out on a kayak. I'm not necessarily going to go rent a boat. There seems to be more kayak activity, and I don't know if that's visitors. I don't know if that's people who come in and they rent a place, and that place is on a lake and it has kayaks. But there seems to be a lot more kayak activity. Now, I'm not saying it's crowded or anything by a long shot, but there seems to be more of that in the fall. And I think that also is based on heat and just the sun beating down on you. So it's a great time of year for outdoor activity as well. Fall obviously brings with it these holidays. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas in the fall, winter. And yeah, people here do just what they do, probably where you're from. People decorate. So you'll see a lot of fall kind of decorations, whether it's pumpkins and wreaths and, all that harvest kind of stuff. Yeah, you'll see that all throughout the village. Fire pits, fire pits are definitely a pretty famous activity. And in spite of all that, one other notable change is you do get a sense that all these people that have probably come to visit in the summer months aren't. There's still visitors, don't get me wrong, but the population, you just get I can't describe it. You just get this sense as you get out and about that the place is less crowded. And it's not like it's crowded anyway, but you just get some sense that all of the people that came to visit, especially when school wasn't in session during the summer months, they're not here. Not as much as they were in the summer months. So it does feel quieter. And it's, when we're bracing for the cold. We're bracing for the cold of the winter. And it's not like the winters are brutal or anything. We can have some brutal days, but we're also, this is just a personal note, I need to put a camera on this hummingbird feeder. There's also just for me, there's the anticipation that this is really nice, because when these leaves all start to fall, the leaf blowers are going to descend like, I don't know, like helicopters in Vietnam or something. It's just a ridiculous racket that goes on. And I'm not overblowing that. If you're sitting out and about, it can be annoying. It can be really annoying. The atmosphere, people have asked in the fall, any particular thing change as far as the community goes, and I really can't think of anything. I'm sure local restaurants have some adaptation in their menus and in the things that are popular. I'm sure, the soups and the chilies and the things that people don't necessarily want to eat when it's in the 90 degrees and 60% humidity. And I'm sure, I would assume people are drinking more coffee than even normal when the weather turns chilly. But I will tell you that overall, my sense of it in the fall is things just kind of slow down in a good way. And I guess it's just kind of a feeling that we're all just kind of catching our breath. We're all kind of tired of the 2 to 3 weeks of just really hot dog days part of the summer. I also think part of it, this is just me, but in having conversations with folks as far as our TV watching, the people that are pining for football, for college football and professional football, that's a real deal. There's a reason that the NFL is as popular and is as profitable as it is. The people that have been lamenting the fact that we haven't had football since February, and so by the time you get to September, here we are. Hello, Bill. It's football season, kids, and that brings with it, some great sense of community. We've got our teams, man. We've got all these people who've got their college flag hanging outside. I got a neighbor across the way, they've got Nebraska, and you can see LSU flags, and you'll see Texas flags, and you'll see my beloved OU Sooners flag on occasion, and you see Wisconsin, and you see Iowa, and you see Iowa State, and you see Kansas, and you see K-State, and you see Notre Dame, and you see TCU, you see Texas A&M. I could just go on and on. You see college flags around here, and by and large, that's driven by college football. And come on, it's fall, kids. It is college football time. So, all of that to just say this: it's more than a time of year. It's just more than a time of year. It's an experience, and it's an experience that you just need to see it. You just need to see it firsthand. Nature is showing off. I think the village is fully capable of showing herself off in a great way. And don't get me wrong, it's a great destination no matter which time of year that you pick, but it may be a time for you right now to plan on making a trip sometime in the month of September or October during these peak fall months. If you haven't experienced it, come and do it. Come and do it. I'm glad that you came on this little trek with us as we walked on the Cedar Creek Trail. It is, I think, far and away the most popular trail in the village, and you can see why. It's not a lot of up and down. It's rather flat. It's easy walking. You can walk as much of it or as little of it as you want. But leave a comment below. Let me know if you're thinking about planning coming. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know when you're thinking about coming. I'd like to hear the story. So till next time, Hot Springs Village, InsideOut.com. That's the website. My name's Randy. Glad you came along.
Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.